Welcome back. And I got a new setup. Let's check this out. Look at that. We'll go more into that later. The baby model there. But anyway, I've decided to talk a little more about eBay and business and kind of give like an ultimate guide that I've been coming up with. And the thing about it is that I'm not perfect, right? I'm not the Mr. eBay himself or whatever, Mr. Small Business, whatever. But what I am is a person who have learned a lot from others, seen things on my own, and figured things out for myself to be able to know how things work, how I want to proceed in life. And this may be a long story, but I'm just trying to make it as short as possible. So, when I was young, I've always kind of been different, figuring things out and wanting to do more than just school, wanting to do more than just getting a job and moving on. And right now, I'm in that position where I have a full time job. But I told myself that you don't just need a full time job to be happy. You can do other things. You can try, music. You can try this, you can try that. And that's what I did. I became a musician. I played shows. I made money off of it. I put music on Spotify. I followed my dream in that way. And I'm still doing that to this day. I'm now 27, and part of me felt like, okay, I know my small business stuff. I've made mistakes with the music. I've done great with the music. I could probably translate this somewhere else, to my other passion and thing I like to do, which is tech. And you're probably wondering, how does eBay and tech kind of go together? But the thing is, my niche is tech. And so what I figured out is that I had started a small IT business, and basically I help people, computer repairs, network problems, anything like that. And then I will go ahead and also take old equipment, things that businesses don't want, things that I find in the thrift store, things that would have been thrown away, things that I fix myself, things I source from Craigslist, and I sell them on eBay. And I wanted to talk a little bit about my eBay guide, which is 100% free. If you want it, there's a link. I guess I can make a link in the description. I don't know how any of that works, but I have a ultimate eBay guide that's part one. I might make more, but it's 100% free, and this is a part of it. So what I did first was I did this all on a low budget. So it's my ultimate eBay guide on a low budget. And basically, I looked at what I could do with $100. So one of the first things I did was troll e-recycling places in my area, troll thrift shops, troll things like that, and find things that people would need that's tech, but wouldn't necessarily go find themselves, or, you know, aren't going to fix it. So and some classic stuff as well, like DVD players. I know how to fix them. I repair things all the time. So I would fix a DVD player, I would sell it. I'd find it for like $8, $10, be able to sell it for 20. A small profit margin and have people pay for shipping and move on from there. But some things I could find and I knew I could fix, or I knew were a good deal, were typically on Craigslist or things that I found for free. So I would troll e-recycling centers, see things that people threw out. I would test things like monitors. I would test things, and I'd make sure I extensively test them so that no one gets hurt or something fries and they have a problem. So I would test things like monitors. I would test things like phones. I would do all of that. Things people throw away. And because of that, that's where I made the most profit, because it was free stuff. It was stuff people didn't want. It was stuff people didn't want to figure out how to get rid of. It was stuff that people, especially businesses, didn't want. Like a lot of businesses will throw computers away for free. Like they won't even keep them. They'll blast the hard drive and throw them away. They'll do things like that. And I know the local businesses do that a lot in my area. So I did basically like an enterprise reclamation thing. I came across niche things like servers or computers or tall desktops or whatever. And I would get them, refurbish them, make sure they're all tested, or I'd park them out and sell them. And this was all free stuff. So I made a profit on everything. It didn't matter if it was $2, it didn't matter if it was $10, it didn't matter if it was $100. Everything was basically profit because it was free or extremely low cost. And I stay in touch with those people because they don't want to have to figure out where to throw something. They want to be able to just toss it. And it's easy for them to call me and say, "Hey, Mac, we got some stuff here. Can you come get it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I'm traveling with my vehicle, getting it and then coming back, cleaning it up, making sure it's good, getting good pictures. And one thing I always do in my eBay guide, because I'm working with used stuff typically, is I put as is and test it. Um, because a lot of times people will, not many, because people are pretty fine, but they're the occasional person that's like, well, you said it was a Panasonic 4857, but this is a Panasonic 4857A, and you said it was used, but this was actually used, kind of like that kind of thing. They get into the nitty gritty of your description. So you want to make sure your description is as accurate as possible with no dispute, because they will try and return or get a refund. So I put as is, I put tested. I always test everything. I make videos of it working. I make videos of the item itself. I take pictures and I put as is because there might be something that I missed because I'm a human. Might be a small chip or a ding or this. Um, that I may not have seen. So that's part of that. Another thing I do is I try to create relationships with my buyers. So I make sure that they get what they get. If a shipping thing goes wrong, I refund it, I return it. Because at the end of the day, making the person happy is better than, being like, oh, I'm going to get the money, whatever. If they're trying to wrong you, obviously that's one thing. But if they have a genuine problem and you go back and forth with them, they're never going to really want to work with you. And so I concede a little bit of my profit to that, maybe 5%, where I'm just like, look, I understand something broke off, whatever. I'll give you a refund. It's fine. I don't fight with them. And I'm typically, as nice as I can be in the most genuine way possible. Because I think about if I were in their shoes and I get something and a knob falls off, do I want the person fighting with me? Do I want them trying to like get me? Do I want them to give me? I just don't want that, and I wouldn't want that for someone else either who genuinely has a problem. So I do that, and a lot of times it gives me really great feedback, and the person comes back to me for other things. When I am genuine like that, I'm like, look, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was that model. I didn't realize this. I didn't realize that. They're like, oh, you're actually really nice, because a lot of people on eBay aren't that way, and so that's between a little bit of my sourcing and how I interact with customers. I make sure to keep my packing prices low, but I use things that would actually work, like honeycomb paper. I find boxes. UPS store gives free boxes actually. If you sign up for it, they'll give out boxes because they have millions of boxes, right? You can get boxes for free. Ask friends, ask coworkers. Everyone's getting Amazon stuff, and they don't want to sell or get rid of their boxes. They don't want to throw everything away. And if they do, it's a hassle. So typically, if you can just come pick it up or whatever, yeah, they'll give you boxes, they'll give you stuff. If you work somewhere where they just throw away boxes, you can grab those too. So there's a couple really good places to source boxes. I mean, obviously, you don't want them to have like rats on them or something, but if it's just a box, shake it out, put the stuff in there. I use honeycomb paper from Amazon, wrap everything up, make sure it's nice and neat. I take a picture of the box just in case anyone says I packed it wrong or I packed it weird or anything like that, and I ship it. So that's a little bit of the guide. Now, in my guide, I have more things about building repeat customers, which is part of that. Making sure that when you stay in touch with people that you're getting those things, you're able to kind of build customer relationships, sell stuff to repeat buyers, and overall make a good name for yourself. And that's just a part of it. There's more to come with it, but this is kind of the guide that I have and how I've been treating myself to doing eBay on a budget. And so far, from August to December, I've made about $5,000 from eBay, and that's profit. No packing, no anything. After excluding everything, shipping, all that, it's about $5,000. So it's not bad because it's December now, and it started late August, so it's really like early September. So September, October, November, December, 4 months. And this is something that I do while doing a full time. So it's not too bad. The IT business makes a little more than eBay. It's closer to the $8,000 to $9,000 range just because of what I'm doing. And if you want to hear more on that, you can. But basically, knowing that I do screen repairs, I do things like that, and I actually build relationships with people on eBay to be able to get source parts for cheap with people, so I can maximize my money. So that's something I'll talk about at a different time. But if you want to know more, let me know. And until then, I'll see you later.